I hear birds. Do you hear the birds? It's a beautiful day to go outside, and it's a beautiful day to share some music with some friends. So I'm glad you came to be here with me today. This is Music Mondays with Melanie, part of WPSU's virtual summer camps, and you can find them at WPSU.org. Tune in every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, for more fun. It's time for some music. You might think that this is a guitar, but a guitar has 6 strings. This only has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That makes this a ukulele. This is a baritone ukulele, and it's one of my favorite instruments to play. I like to do music. I like to share music. I like to sing music. I am not always very good at music, but that never stops me from having a wonderful time with it. So I hope that you'll share some music with me. If you'd like to sing, feel free to sing along, and if you just want to listen, that is lovely too. So let's talk about this instrument I have in front of me. You already found out it has 4 strings, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it is really shaped a lot like a guitar. If you look, you see it's made of wood. There's a hole that helps the vibrations of the music come out. There are some tuning pegs up at the top that helps keep the strings in tune. And these metal strips that go across here are called frets, and you place your fingers in between the frets to make the different notes come out. Ukuleles use something called chords. Guitars do that too, and so do a lot of other instruments. So if I wanted to play a chord, I would put my fingers down in a certain way, and then in this case I strum with my thumb. Some people use their fingers, but I use my thumb. You strum the strings and a chord comes out. If I want to play a different chord, I put my fingers into a different pattern and a different chord comes out. Oh, it's so great. And then if I want to play a third chord, there's another chord. And if I go back to the first chord, now I feel like I've really played some music. So let me show you the other instruments I brought today. This is a baritone ukulele. It is big. So I have another ukulele. This is also a ukulele. It's quite small compared to this one. It's also made of wood. It also has 4 strings. The strings on this one are dark colored, and the strings on this one are light colored. They're a little easier to see probably. And when you pluck those 4 strings, you hear, my dog has fleas. And the chords are made exactly the same way. You can probably see they are closer together than on the baritone ukulele. See how the frets are close compared to the baritone. That doesn't mean you can't play it, that just means your fingers go closer together. So here are the same chords I played before on the baritone ukulele, but on the soprano. And it has a much higher sound. So the larger instrument has a lower sound. The smaller instrument has a higher sound. Now, let's see if you can figure this one out. I have another ukulele with me. This is a tenor ukulele. The tenor ukulele is in between the soprano in size and the baritone in size. So I'm going to ask you a question before I ever even play it. See if you can figure this out. Will this middle tenor ukulele sound higher or lower than the other two that I just played for you? That was a trick question. The answer is yes. It is lower than this one, and it is higher than this one. So, because it's a little dangerous to try and hold 3 ukuleles safely, I'll put the soprano down, and I'll put the baritone carefully down and show you the tenor. This is the size that you see most people playing on TV. And you can hear, my dog has fleas. There it is. And here are the same chords that we just played on the other two. Sounds like this. Such happy instruments. There, that one was a little bit low. But if you look, you can see that the backs and the fronts and the necks and the headstocks are all made of wood. Wood is a very beautiful thing to make musical instruments out of. You might be able to think of some other musical instruments that are made out of wood. Well, guess what? I brought another one. But this one doesn't have strings on it. This one is made of wood, and it's hollow, and you play it with this little stick right here. This is called a güiro. A güiro is a Latin American instrument, and it is one of the percussion instruments. It's a hand percussion because you hold it in your hand and play it with your hand. See these ridges up the top of the instrument? I mean, they made it look like a dear little frog, but it's really an instrument. These make a ratchety sound when you draw this wooden piece across it. Listen to how it sounds. Oh, I'll do it again. It's supposed to sound a little bit like a frog. Do you think it does? I'll do it again. It's pretty loud. I like that. Thank you for showing us, Mr. Güiro. And this goes in here, so the two pieces of this wooden instrument are always together. Well, that's so interesting. Wait a minute, there's something else in here. This little basket that I brought him in has some eggs inside. Well, these are egg shakers. They are a lot of fun too. They're also a member of the percussion family. They make patterns too. Pretty much anything you can think of, you can get to come out of an egg shaker. An egg shaker is a very easy instrument to make at home. You just need a container and some rice or some beans or some small pebbles to put inside. The only thing you have to make sure you do is seal it up so that when you shake it, whatever you put inside doesn't come flying out. Well, we've just learned a whole lot of different things. So, we talked about some musical instruments, we learned about some patterns, and now let's talk about the patterns in songs. Do you like to sing songs? I do. I like to sing songs so much. So, something you can do on a ukulele or guitar or another instrument that can play chords is you make a chord like this. Do you know that there are not one, but at least 2 songs that only use one chord? Well, I'm going to show them to you now. Here's one. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Sing it with me. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. What if I want to still use that same chord but do a different pattern of strumming? What would that sound like? It would sound like this. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row singing, what if you wanted to find something to tap against something else? You could tap your foot on the ground. You could find something to put some little piece of rice or beans inside and make a shaker. It's up to you. There's another song that still uses this same chord, just one chord, and it goes like this. Are you sleeping? Are you sleeping, Brother John? Brother John, morning bells are ringing, morning bells are ringing, ding, ding, dong, ding, ding, dong. Wow, just that one chord the whole time. You can do a lot with just a few things in music. It's awfully fun to notice patterns, and once you notice those patterns, you can take them and you can make them your own. Here are some other songs that only have two chords in them. We just did two songs that have one chord. Now we're going to learn a song that only has two chords in it. So let's see. Here's one. Okay, I bet you know this one. If you do, sing along with me, okay? How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale. I don't want a bunny or a kitty. I don't want a parrot that talks. I don't want a pretty little goldfish. You can't take a goldfish for walks. Let's do the first part. How much is that doggy in the window? The one with the waggly tail. How much is that doggy in the window? I do hope that doggy's for sale. So far, you've seen me using my thumb to strum. Strumming is a lot of fun. If you do it a whole lot, your thumb will get sore. But you can do something else with ukulele, and this is true with guitar and with some other instruments too. You can do something called finger picking. Finger picking, instead of taking your thumb and strumming down all the strings, you take your fingers and you pluck one string at a time in a pattern. It sounds really pretty. You've noticed that there are birds all around. Just listen to me play some chords while finger picking, and listen to the birds while they mix it in with what we're playing. So that brings us to the second part of today's Music Mondays with Melanie. We have birds back around us, and part of the theme of this week is oviparous animals. Can you say that? Oviparous. Oviparous. Does anything rhyme with oviparous? I'll be back and we'll find out. Are you ready? Okay, so we have containers and we have different things that make different sounds. Let's start with the first one. Okay, so do you think the cardboard will make a difference as to what's shaking inside? The cardboard's kind of soft. You can see I can even press it in like this. Will that make a difference? We're going to find out. So let's start the little pieces of gray shale. I shook them all in. They're on the bottom. Oh, they already sound good. I put the top on. I'm not going to fasten it yet because we're in the experimenting stage right now. So I'm going to hold the top down like this so it can't come off, hopefully. And let's try some shaking. Okay, that's really nice. There's not a lot in there. Do you think it would make a difference if I filled it more? Well, we're not going to test that right now. So that was the gray stones. I will take them out and let's try something else. Let's try the bigger stones. Okay, the bigger stones are larger. There's a little more of them than there were the little ones, and they just look bigger. So we're putting these inside. They already feel differently to me. Oh yeah. So again, I fasten the lid on carefully. Let's do exactly the same shake. See how it might be different. Okay, this one's a lot of fun. I can feel it hitting the inside as I shake it around. They're both nice. They're different. It just depends on what you're interested in, I guess. So we'll take these stones back out. Now let's do something a little more clattery. And for that, we're going to use these Legos. So I'm going to gently pour just a few Legos. Oh, do you hear? Okay, so let's do the same shake again, but now with Legos. Ready? Yes, the word clatter is definitely something I would use to describe this. Okay, I like all three of those. It just depends on what you're interested in making, what kind of sound you want to make. So let's put those Legos back. By the way, this is just an experiment. We're putting all the things back when we're done. I'm not going to seal Legos up inside something. Ooh. Okay, so now let's do some kosher salt. The kosher salt, I just took a handful of it like this, and we'll put it in. I'll put a little bit more in so it's about the same amount. A little bit more, I think. And put some over there. And, all right, same shake, but now it's the salt. Listen to this one. Oh, that's really cool. I can actually make them slide around inside and get a very kind of sound. Oh, fascinating. Okay, putting the salt back. And now let's see what we can do with these three containers that all look the same. You cannot see inside. All right, this is the part where you have to pay attention, except during this part because I'm going to put things inside and you're not going to know what exactly is going in there. Okay, so I'm going to put some gray stone in one of them, and I'm going to put the lid on, and then we will put some Legos in a second one. I don't think we need a whole lot of Legos. Okay, so the Legos. What should we do with the third one? Should we do the salt? Okay, we'll do the salt for the third one. And so my goal for you is not just to see if you can figure out which one it is, but think about what kind of sounds you would like to make with these various things. Okay, now we're going to play a game. You need to figure out what's inside. We paid attention, but we were using a different kind of material. So now you kind of have to guess too, because this is plastic, not cardboard. So it's a little tricky. All right, so I'm mixing them up. I'm continuing to it. You're not looking, right? Turn away for just a second. All right, so here's the first one. I'm going to shake it. You say what you think's inside. Ready? Okay. What do you think? You think? Okay, I'm not going to show you. Now, you know what you think that one was. Listen to this one, see if it's the same or different, and which one is this one. Okay, so now we have two. I think two is enough to guess from. So here's the first one. Here's the second one. What's in this one? Is it Legos? Is it rocks? Is it salt? All right, gonna open this one. In 1, 2, 3. It's the Legos. Were you right? It was the Legos. Listen to the Legos one more time. Legos. Now the second one, this is still the second one. I didn't mix them up, still the second one. Just to remind you what this one sounds like. Okay, so we know that one was Legos. This one has to be either big rocks or salt. Ready? 1, 2, 3. It's the rocks. Good answer. You're so smart. So, uh-oh. I think I gave away what the last one is. Listen to the last one. All right, everybody's yelling salt. I know, you know that that's what it is. But just in case, what if it's not? All right, let's see. Bringing it closer, coming up closer, opening it, and you're right, it was salt. Good job. Well, here we are again. We were just talking a little bit ago about patterns in songs, how some of them have one chord, how some of them have two chords. They switch back and forth. And we were just starting to talk about two of our next topics, which is the word oviparous, and also how things can rhyme in a song. So we have two examples. Both of these examples are animals who lay eggs, which is what the word oviparous means, and both of these are songs that rhyme. You may or may not know them. The first one is about frogs. Frogs are animals. Frogs lay eggs, and so they are oviparous. The word oviparous is not in the song. 5 little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Then there were 4 green speckled frogs. 4 little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Then there were 3 green speckled frogs. 3 little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Then there were 2 green speckled frogs. 2 little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Then there was 1 green speckled frog. 1 little speckled frog sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. He jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Then there were no green speckled frogs. If you know that song, you probably sang along. If you also know that song, you probably said, faster, faster! Shall we do it faster? Okay, but we'll only do 3 frogs. Ready? 3 little speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum! One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Then there were 2 green speckled frogs. 2 little speckled frogs frog sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Then there was one green speckled frog. Oh, one little speckled frog sat on a speckled log, eating the most delicious bugs. Yum, yum. He jumped into the pool. There it was nice and cool. Then there were no green speckled. Then where were no green speckled. Then there were no green speckled frogs. Oh my gosh, that was so fun. You're really good singers. So that was a song that had rhymes. It had a pattern because we went from a certain number of frogs down to no green speckled frogs. And now the next one we're going to do is the same idea, but it's a different oviparous animal. This one is an oviparous animal that is one of the ones people think of. If you say an animal that lays eggs, you will probably immediately say what? Chicken. Chicken is the animal most people think of when they think of an animal that lays eggs. Well, I couldn't find a chicken song, but I did find a duck song. And the duck song is just like, except it uses different chords, the frog song. The frog song used these two chords. The duck song uses these two chords. And it goes like this. We're going to start with 4 ducks. 4 little ducks went out to play over the hills and far away. When Mama Duck said quack, 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 3 little ducks came running back. And so we'll have 1, 2, 3 ducks for the next part. 3 little ducks went out to play over the hills and far away. When Mama Duck said quack, 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 how many? 2 little ducks came running back. Oh my gosh. So we have 1, 2. 2 little ducks went out to play over the hills and far away. When Mama Duck said quack, 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 how many ducks will come back? 1 little duck came running back. So we'll say 1 for this one. 1 little duck went out to play over the hills and far away. When Mama Duck said quack, 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 no little ducks came running back. Oh my gosh, we have lost all the ducks. What will be the next number? It would be none. No, 0. We'll say no little ducks, okay? No little ducks went out to play over the hills and far away. When Mama Duck said quack, 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 quack. 4 little ducks came running back. That one's funny. So we did a song with some frogs and we did a song with some ducks. Both of those are oviparous animals. Well, it's time for our last song together for today. I hope you've enjoyed Music Mondays. And I decided I would try and write a song that had the word oviparous in it. As you know, oviparous means an animal that lays eggs. That's right. There are lots of animals that lay eggs, and I looked them up and I put them in the song. And I tried really hard to find a word that rhymes with oviparous. I did not succeed. So instead, I decided to make it funny. This is not the same ukulele I was playing before. You can see it's smaller. This is a tenor size, and I think it has beautiful wood. Take a look at the back. See the beautiful stripes on the back? So this particular ukulele sounds well on this song, so that's why I used it. Here are the words. Nothing rhymes with oviparous, but that's okay with me. It means an egg is laid and hatches into an animal baby. Do you recognize the tune? Many times there's a nest on the ground or in a tree, but not always. Sometimes it's laid into the water, where an egg hatches into an animal baby. Nothing rhymes with oviparous, but that's okay with me. It is a funny word. It's one you might not have heard. It usually means a bird, or a fish, or most reptiles, or an amphibian like a frog, or an insect like a butterfly. And it sometimes means a mammal, but only the echidna and the platypus. Nothing rhymes with oviparous, but that's okay with me. It's still really amazing. Science is so great, and the world's a wonderful place where an egg hatches into an animal baby. How did you like that? Well, this week's camp theme is Oviparous Animals all week. Please tune in every day and see what we're talking about. Check out the lineup of all our camps. They are found at WPSU.org. They're really excellent.